What's up, guys? I think we're live. It's Thursday, our first Thursday show since last football season. I'm glad to be back. Obviously, I'm in my home port here over in Lafayette, Louisiana. Got Coach Kelly behind me. And I know I just got off of vacation, and I'm still wearing Balls Beachwear. Why? Because it wasn't really a vacation. It was a family retreat. It was with my in-laws, my sister-in-law, her kids. So today I bet a shit ton of baseball, and after the show I'm gonna get off of this and all my bets are in, so I'm gonna go get hammered on the couch while I'm wearing Balls Beachwear so it actually feels like a
I
fucking
have I have a question. How are you allowed to talk about getting hammered, but I'm not allowed to call someone a degenerate? I'm
You're not
really
supposed
mad
to
at
even
our producer Jack right now.
shh,
I'm really mad.
shh. You're not
I
supposed to say
I
the
work
word.
at Barstool Sports. No, I gotta say this. I work at Barstool Sports. I we are like the proponent for free speech.
Look what's on your shirt. Look what's on your shirt. Look what's on your shirt. That's
These
why.
are the people that write my paycheck. Listen, I get it, but Megan, it's kind of true. We all have a little bit of tendencies that can be a little, in a gray area of sorts.
Kelly, we're not allowed, and we're just gonna put it. There's a couple things we're not allowed to do. I'm saying I'm getting hammered because I've already responsibly put in my bets. I'm over
Oh, as long as you're not putting
one.
in those bets while hammered.
You have to know your loopholes, girl. Come
Grow
on.
up, Megan. Grow up.
You gotta know the loopholes. Speaking of growing up, who's betting the Hall of Fame game tonight? Because I'm not. Absolutely not. I think the Raiders are the play. Did you know that that is the new coach's hometown? He grew up in Canton, Ohio. He played football, high school football on that field. And honestly, I don't think Pedersen gives a fuck about this game. And he's really expressed how much he doesn't give a fuck about this game. So I know you tweeted out earlier that the sharp play on the Hall of Fame game, it's almost like a sharp play on the home run derby, is the under, and obviously the
I
under.
mean, you did have the sharp play on the home run derby. I'm very proud of you. I had the second sharp play, and I'll take it. Look, yeah, the sharp play was on the under, but that line's long gone. And so if you're looking for action, I would say wait and bet it live. Wait till they score an early touchdown, and then everybody who has the under is sweating their balls off.
The under is what, 35, 30 and a half? I
Yeah,
mean,
it was
that's a
33 and a half.
ridiculous under. Like, I know that the Hall of Fame game is notorious for going under, but 30 and a half, that's like a 17
Well,
point.
I think the biggest thing is this. It's an exciting thing. There's football on the TV,
But who's
but
going to play?
these guys have a lot of practice ahead of them, preseason games ahead of them. Nobody wants to get hurt. So I think it's kind of one of those scenarios where that is why it keeps going under because nobody really cares, including me. I'm mad that I missed the sharp play on the under early on, but I will feel really good when the game lands 34 and everybody who got the best of the number gets to hoist up their trophy and it finally goes over the total. That's my one contribution to the Overs Club until football
Universe
season.
Club. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and go on the fact that no one. This is like preseason. No one likes pre anything. So let's just skip the Hall of Fame game. As I said, I got
Again, why is Megan allowed to say this? And I'm just really mad at Jack right now. He's also hasn't got me a background yet, Megan. He promised me, and then now,
Jack is only one man, okay, and he is stretch. I
yeah.
feel like Jack is like a Stretch Armstrong. He's getting pulled a lot of ways. So you might be, clapping at Jack a little bit, but I'll say thank you, Jack, for this new setup. And I know that you're gonna get Kelly her background soon, and it's gonna look great. But let's just admire your yarn art for right now because you paid some money for it. So let's put that to
This
good.
is like one of those designer things. I wish you guys could see it. That like she's like, oh yeah, this will be great. This is totally like some feng shui bullshit that I don't know anything about. And there's just a lot of rope around the Florida house because it's like very nautical. And I am like kind of like, okay, I'm over the ropes. I'm not living on a boat.
Over the ropes. Let's go ahead and try to segue that into the NFC North. We started with the NFC South, which I told you was the best division, which obviously it's not just the best in my heart. And we're gonna just go on from there. Which the NFC North, another best division because why the Packers are in it, and other than that, there's not a whole lot to look for. Packers are the favorite to win the division. Last time I looked, they were minus 182. If Jack could give me the correct number on that, or if Kelly could, that would be perfect. I don't know if it's still at minus 182. But I mean, look, you have the rightful favorites. They've won the division 3 times under, Rick LaFleur.
LaFleur.
And then Rodgers is obviously, you hear me talking right now? Two back consecutive MVPs. Yeah, it's still minus 182 over at the Barstool Sportsbook. Beautiful. Thank you, Jackson. And yeah, this year's going to be a little bit different though. No Devonte Adams, so he's going to have to sync up with some Sammy Watkins, and there's a couple other guys. But I don't know if you saw Big Cat's tweet about Aaron Rodgers doing ayahuasca.
About going to jail.
About doing ayahuasca, which in my opinion, that's like, well, he was uh cleansing his soul. That's what
He's been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan, it sounds like.
well, I don't know if you understand this, but like, people go to cleanse their soul when they go to like Fish concerts or like, maybe Widespread Panic.
Megan, I have considered doing lots of crazy things in my life, and ayahuasca is not one of them. I've had several friends go. My boyfriend wants to go. I will not be doing anything to expel the demons that I have worked so hard to bury.
Well,
Like congrats to Aaron. I hope he's found some inner peace. But my God, that's how you have to do it. You want to go puke your brains out in the rainforest for 3 days? Like, good luck.
Not just puking, girl. You trip your fucking balls off. But that's besides the point. However, all I'm saying is I think that tattoo that he just got, he probably saw that during his time in the deep ayahuasca trance that it is. From what I understand, it's absolutely intense as shit. So I'm
good.
really
I am
excited
good.
to see Aaron Rodgers coming out and showing us his I guess his inner Aaron Rodgers. I do think though that it's going to be a pretty run heavy season between AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. But I was looking and I didn't see any props besides the ones you sent me. I'm literally like stumbling over my words right now. Their yardage. Where am I at right now?
Their season-long yardage. You're good.
Not,
Underneath the
yeah, there we
Barstool
go.
Sportsbook.
But I'm not looking. I'm trying to find just their season long yard average. There we go. Finally got it out. But I wasn't seeing it because I would like to go look at their potential either one of their overs because as I said, I think they're really going to have a run heavy system this year. And then if you're looking here at the win total, it's sitting at 11. And just based on their schedule, I'm going to lean the over on 11. It seems like they're going to be able to get it done. And as I said, if that inner Aaron Rodgers comes out, like he might truly be a Lion at heart, and he could have seen that in his dreams. But personally, as a season-long bet, I'm not laying minus 182 with the Packers. I'm not going to be laying probably any favorites as far as division winners. I'm saying that now, but watch us tomorrow. Here I come and take a favorite. I like the win total over 11. I think that happens. As I said, I want to look for the yardages on Jones and Dillon. I both think that they're going to get a lot of action this year. Just depending if they stay healthy and no one gets hurt, because running backs do take a lot of hits and a lot of pressures and a lot of carries. But I like the win total over the 11. I have not bet it yet. Do not like them to win the division. And as I said, I like Jones and Dillon's overs. What are you looking at for the Packers?
Yeah, Megan, I got the Packers favored in 13 games, and one of them is kind of a coin flip. It could be 14. But yet that over 11 seems really fishy to me. So I'm trying to go through and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, they're going to mess around. They're going to lose one game to the Vikings. Fine. And now I just got pinned all over myself. They're going to have a really interesting toss-up game with New England week 4. I'm hoping to be there. I have some good friends that are Patriots fans. I love going to Lambeau, just not when it's freezing cold outside. I like it like nice fall, September, October, where you got to wear a hoodie, but like you're not a freaking beer popsicle, like, So I think that this could be an over. I have to look into it a little bit farther because I've kind of mind fucked myself. Whenever I look at things, Megan, and I say, okay, this team is favored in X number of games, but this many are within the threes. Like when we talked about the Saints. I said the Saints were favored in 8 games, but I thought they'd win 9 because they had 3 games within the threes. And that's the exact opposite here with the Packers. The Packers are pretty sizable favorites in most of their games. In theory, they should be able to beat the Lions twice. In theory, they should be able to beat the Browns twice. I mean, I know Big Cat doesn't like to hear it, but Aaron Rodgers does own the Chicago Bears, which we'll get to here in a minute. I lean the over here. I am not betting them to win the division because I will be betting a different team here to win the division, which I have a lot more bets involved on, pretty high on the Vikings. So I'll let you get right into them.
All right. Okay. So as I said, I also have not played the Packers over 11. I lean it, but with these season-long bets, if I lean it, I probably will not end up playing it because I'd like to keep some of my bankroll for something that I can, watch today and cash or get the cash taken away from me today. But as you said, up next, a team that I know you're high on this year, and that's the Vikings, plus 275, I believe, still to win the division. Second favorites here. You have a new front office, coaching staff. It seems like the only competitor outside, to the Packers to win the division. Um, I know you have a very big heart for Kirk Cousins. You like his overpassing yards this year, I believe. It's sitting at 9. I like the over 9 here. I think that with the new coach being a offensive heavy minded coach, that Kirk Cousins is going to maybe actually get the support he needs, and gets the plays that he feels comfortable with instead of just chunking it up to just anyone. But yeah, I like the over here. And I know, speaking to being more of an offensive minded coach, I like Jefferson's over receiving yards. Someone was asking me to figure out a team name for their fantasy football today, and I was like, how about keeping up with the Jeffersons? Because no one's gonna do it. So yeah, I think it's a solid play. I like Justin Jefferson over his receiving yards. It's 13, 20 and a half. I like the over 9. It was at minus 134 at the Barstool Sportsbook. So those are two that I do have locked in. I don't have the Vikings to win the division only because I still think the Packers get it, but I do think that the Vikings are literally the only competitor as far as, who could possibly beat the Packers. Will they do it? I don't know. But look, maybe Kirk goes off this year. This is your team. I know Mike Zimmer was your guy. He's no longer there. It's weird to say that Kirk Cousins is your guy, but Kelly, give us some locks here.
I loved Coach Zimmer. He covered a lot of games for me and made me a ton of money, and then until he didn't. And then I found out him and Kirk didn't even like each other. I'm like, come on, how can you not like Kirk? He's such a dork. Doesn't he like drive a minivan or something? The 9 games is interesting because I have them favored in 9 games and then 2 games within the threes. I do lean towards the over 9 here, Megan. I don't think I'm going to get to the window just because we've known that the Vikings sometimes tend to lose games they should win. And those moments are rather frustrating. I'm with you on Justin Jefferson. I'm not going to be taking his yards over, but I am going to be drafting him in my fantasy football league. I just found out yesterday I'm the number 5 pick. I think Justin Jefferson is going to be right on the money there. And I guess if he's gone prior to that, I will take the consolation prize of Cooper Kupp. That being said, I like Justin Jefferson to have a magnificent year, but looking at the line that the bookmakers put up, they're anticipating only over money. I don't want to take the under, of course, but they priced that one just a little too high for me. I do like, if you remember the show with Che, Dalvin Cook over 9.5 rushing touchdowns, minus 130. Gave that out a couple weeks ago. As Megan mentioned, McConnell, it really is going to keep this offense kind of on track from everything that he said. They are going to be run heavy focused, and that will give Kirk Cousins more time, thus giving Justin Jefferson more catches. I think those things are all very correlated. And I am going to be betting the Vikings plus 275 at the Barstool Sportsbook to win the NFC North. And I know that's a little far-fetched because it is the Packers division to lose, but it's very similar as we've seen in years past. I'm not sure that Aaron Rodgers really cares. And we saw that last year, week 1. And I told everybody, I said, does he care? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Hard to gauge.
He is very.
Remember, I thought last year he was going to quit and just go smoke weed in Hawaii for the rest of his life, and then he came out.
He could have. He
And
could have, but
that
he
where
had another NFC championship to lose first.
he doubled
So
down this year, did the ayahuasca, and he's coming back to win a Super Bowl, is what I'm assuming.
I'm just trying to picture like a Brett Favre or a Dan Marino or any one of those guys talking about doing ayahuasca. Like
Think
it's
about Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers with his bolo tie, naked in the jungle, just only a bolo
I've had
tie.
9 kids, and y'all want to know why? Ayahuasca. All right, so Kelly, go back over just so everyone knows you. So obviously, if you like them to win the division, you also like the over 9 wins for.
Lean, 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 lean. I don't know. Those two are very correlated, Megan, because they've got to go over the 9 wins in order to win the division, right? I don't see the Packers. The Packers, at worst, I think will win 9 games. So that means the Vikings have to win 10. But
Right.
instead of laying the juice on the over there, I'd rather take the plus 275 in hopes that they can win this division. They've done it before for me. A few years ago, I made this bet and it was closer to 4-1. But I do think that Kirk Cousins is going to have a nice year now that the coach that hated him is gone. We'll see any other rumblings out of Minnesota. I got to text my buddy Ben and see what he's hearing. But by all means, Kirk is a very serviceable quarterback. I know
Very
he's not
serviceable.
elite, but he will be just fine. I also like his over 4,250 and a half passing yards. That one is the one I gave out with Che as well.
I literally have the number 10 circled. I went through their schedules and I have 10 wins, 10 wins. So let's hope that over cashes. And let's hope that you're right about the division winner, because I would love for you to be able to give out a nice plus 275 winner here on Money Shots. Up next, one of our favorite teams to talk about, but not actually bet on last year, the Lions, plus 900 to win the division. You still have Dan the Man Campbell, who managed to go 3-13-1. That's right. Remember that tie last year? Isn't that the one that kicked you out of your survivor pool?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so obviously the team hurts to watch, but hurts even more to bet. Their over win total is 6.5. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I have found potentially 7 wins. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like we talked up how good and everyone really liked Dan Campbell as a coach. And I feel like they can only grow from that point. And I'm sorry, maybe I'll catch a lot of flack for this, but I do not think that Jared Goff is as fucking bad as everyone paints him to be. Do I think he's an elite quarterback? No, but do I think that he, as you said about Kirk Cousins, serviceable? I think Jared Goff can be serviceable. He just needs time. He's a little slower, but I don't think that
So is Tom Brady, yet here we are. Tom Brady's like the slowest quarterback in the NFL.
I don't know. I just don't think that he's just as bad as people say. I mean, I don't know. They dumped Anthony Lynn, so they should have done that from the beginning. That's
Why?
smart.
Anthony Lynch is so much fun with all
Why?
of his
But
bonehead
just
mistakes. I love, when he tries to call a timeout that he doesn't have,
so Anthony Lynn is the reason why I'm not a gun owner.
or he ices his own kicker. I mean, he just has so many fun like memories, and that's why I miss him, because when you get a bet against those type of bonehead mistakes late, always second half, always bet against him in the second half.
Yeah, so I didn't bet it, as I said. It's 6.5 minus 110. So as I said, I can potentially see 7 wins, but those 7 wins are going to be like nitty gritty, like to the point where you have there's, as we said last year, they're going to fuck around and win a couple of games they're not supposed to. Last year was only 3.
Yeah,
I
but a couple is like put you at 5. Megan, I'm trying to figure out on how God's green earth the Lions are going to win 7 games. I'm trying to help you out here because I don't really care, but I'm going, okay, I've got them favored in 3 games, and then there's 3 games within the threes that they can win.
I just think, as I
Who
said,
are they going to upset? You think
I
they're
don't
going to pull
know.
off? They have pulled off an upset before, but that was thanks to Mason Crosby. Maybe Mason Crosby can help you, and they can beat the Packers in one of the games and get you 7 wins.
Maybe, but that's why I haven't bet it yet. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm like pulling for the Lions this year. One, because of Chris, and I want Chris just to have something and a Detroit sports related to like be happy about. And I think
Yeah,
it's
no, no, that's just not gonna happen.
7 win season.
Something happened to that city where they just want everybody to be really fucking miserable.
Well, then they need to send Joey Gallo there because I feel like that's where he belongs. But yeah,
I don't think Joey Gallo is gonna be in New York much longer, but I actually didn't think he'd make it past the trade deadline, and here we are.
also, I wanted to reiterate when Che was on, he gave out his like prop of the year essentially, and that was oh, I'm gonna fuck this name up so bad. Amana Ra St. Brown, and
You know
that's
what's funny? I wrote down random Lions wide receiver. I can't spell his name.
exactly.
Plus, or over 800 and a half yards. Because when Jay was writing up, I was like, random. I didn't know how to spell it. So I was like, well, this is be my notes to bet it.
But mine looked like a doctor's prescription. So I texted Che this morning. I said, "Hey, I tried to write down your prop of the year, but it looks like a prescription. Like, what was it?" So he sent me it. And yeah, it is the player's whole receiving yards regular season over 800 and a half, and that's minus 125. So that was Che's lock, if you will, whenever we had him on last. I don't remember when it was. 2 shows
Two
ago.
weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Something like
All right, that's about enough of the Lions that I want to talk about. Do you have anything about the Lions anything else that you want to talk about?
I really don't, but I'd like to address something that Jack also pissed me off about today. He said that there's no
Yeah,
such
poor
thing.
Jack.
Yeah,
Don't-
whatever. I'm going after Jack today. We're fighting. Jordan Woodruff pissed me off last night, and I woke up in a bad mood this morning. Like, I had to call my mom. I was in such a bad mood.
Yeah.
Barstool's most dangerous game finale tonight. I will not be watching because I was cheering for Sydney Wells, and whatever. Jordan, you are a mean girl. They were right about you, and now you just can never be trusted. And I'm sorry.
See,
So anyway,
that's why I'm pulling for Smitty. You can't.
that's a good idea. That's what you're right. I should pull for Smitty now.
I've
I
been
like that. Good
exactly.
idea.
I love whenever he introed the games. He was like, "I'm like 15 years older than everybody here." I was like, "Boom!" I feel
Yeah,
that.
be like me there. Except I'm not going to eat bugs. Like there needs to, like I seriously meant there needs to be another zero at the end of that prize pool for me to even consider eating bugs. No, not going to happen. But as far as what Jack said, I said, is anybody concerned about the hard knock curse? I've always asked if there is a way to handicap this, and he goes, "There's no such thing." So if you guys think that there's a hard knock curse, please jump in the comments, and we're going to roast Jack because it's true. It's absolutely true. The hard knock curse is real, and we saw it with the Raiders. We've seen it with other teams, the
Cowboys.
Chargers with Anthony Lynn.
No, fuck Anthony Lynn. Sorry, respectfully. I mean, they just he lost so
Respectfully,
much money.
but no, I don't really have much on the Lions. I'm going to be really honest with you. Do I agree with you that Jared Goff is serviceable? Sure. Do I think he needs a better defense? Yes. Do I think that he needs?
Do you
some more
think that Dan the man, Dan can? Do you think that Dan can get the defense working for Jared Goff, at least for him to have some kind of time and protection?
I'll be really curious to see Hard Knocks, and I'll be really curious to see what they've come up with during the preseason. Some coaches show a lot during preseason. Some coaches show nothing.
If there's going to be one person to break that curse, it's Dan the man. I'm calling it right now. Y'all can clip it.
I can see that. Well, we're gonna look. At least they're not going to be as bad as the Bears, right? Is that
Exactly,
count?
which is our last talking point of the day. Bears plus 1,300 to win the division. If you want to burn your money, go ahead and do it. This is not the bet for you. The Bears suck. Justin Fields is not very good. Like,
Are they gonna actually try to run with just one quarterback this year instead of three?
They're just going to be Justin Fields versus the world, and it's just going to be like see what he can do. You know that kid that you would watch. It was me whenever I was in high school. I mean, in middle school. But the kid that would play all-time QB and would just like juke everybody and only have the ball and just always score all the points. That's going to Justin.
That was you.
Yeah, I said it was me. You see this finger? How it's crooked? It's because I was catching too many footballs in elementary and middle school.
I don't know why my fingers are crooked. Probably from basketball getting jammed too many times. But
you playing basketball is a funny thought to me because you're like this big. I need a
right. And I was really fucking good, Megan, because I've been 5'3" since I was like 12. And these tall ass bitches like you were like baby giraffes, falling all over themselves because they couldn't figure out what to do with their newly found long legs. And I was quick because I didn't have big titties then. I was like, let's go, hit a little jumper. And then ninth grade happened. I didn't grow. I got huge boobs. Everybody else grew into their bodies and they put a hand in my face and they were like, "Yeah, now what? Now what?"
And
And that was the end of my basketball career.
you shoot over the hand. So you're
Not
no
at 5'3".
no Muggsy Bogues. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, the Lions, the Bears, they suck. They lost their best offensive player. They lost their best defensive player. Allen Robinson, Khalil Mack, and literally all you have is Justin Fields. I have absolutely nothing to bet on. I have no props I want to give you. I don't know if we have this bet at the Barstool Sportsbook. I need to go find it. If there is a bet for the Bears to finish in absolute last place, it's probably like juiced all hell. But that the Bears are. I don't even think they'll. I don't. I'd be surprised if they win 2 games this season.
Well, that's how many I have them favored in, Megan. Barstool Sportsbook under 6.5 minus 143. Little juicy for me, but I have them favored in 2 games. And in theory, I think they could beat the Lions at home. That is week 10. I have that circled as well. And I do think they can turn around and maybe win that game on the road in Atlanta, but I don't want to hold my breath too fast. What I like to do, Megan, is look at the entire long season schedules for the NFL and find situational plays, right? And coming off big losses or big wins is a thing in the NFL in terms of where the line is going to move the next week. So one of the things we don't have at the Barstool Sportsbook, but they're very abundant in the United States, is what they call look ahead lines. So several books have put out month-long odds, like season-long odds for every single game. So right now we can bet week 1, obviously, but week 1's odds are based off really just pure math. Week 2 is based off what happened week 1 and the way the bookmakers move those. So I always like to look for those overreactions. Let's say that the Bears get blown out by the Lions, right? And then they have to play the Falcons, but now they're 2.5 point underdogs instead of 2.5 point favorites. It's a little bit of an overreaction. And those are the kind of situations where I'm trying to figure out a little preemptively this year where I'm going to bet these horrific teams
Yeah, that's what
so
I
that
was
by
gonna
week
say.
6,
I'm just
I
gonna
can hate
circle that
myself.
game. I'm gonna circle that game and just throw it away. Trash can game. No, thank you. Don't want anything to do with it.
Come on, the trash can games is where you got to like sift through the bullshit and try to
That's
find.
what I did last year when I had my hoodie promos. We're doing something different this year. We're not doing merch.
Yeah, what are we doing for promos? I text Jack and Westy, and you know what? They left me on red. See, Jack, that's strike 3 today.
Oh,
Strike
yikes.
3.
Damn, Jack, you were this has nothing to do with me.
Sorry, it doesn't have anything to do with Megan. I just woke up super angry. Like, my mom called me and was like, "Kelly, have you watched the latest episode?" And I said, "No, mom, I haven't." And she goes, "You need to watch it right now." And I kind of like skimmed through it because then, of course, I knew something bad was going to happen. And as soon as Sydney got voted, I just was like, it ruined my whole week, I guess.
well, I understand that. Sydney 1 was the biggest threat. 2, if we're gonna be honest, probably doesn't need the money. 3, as I said, does that job for her job every day in Barstool Outdoors. So I get it. Although I will say, Tommy Smokes making it through again to another round is a very dangerous move, but it's a very dangerous game, and it's
I just don't get it. How could you guys be so dumb? He's number 1. You got to
Well,
vote off.
Kelly, I think the only way to solve it is you ask to be on the show next year, and
No, no,
you
Megan, there's
gone.
no way. You're not making me get in a vat of blood or whatever that nasty
I
shit
will do the
was.
blood. We're women. We can do the blood, man. Come on, don't be a pussy. All right. Next time, joining us tomorrow, we're talking NFC East. Want to do NFC East tomorrow? It's just
The NFC least, my least favorite division. I cannot wait. It's going to be great.
We're gonna
Probably the
have lots
Cowboys are
of
going to
great
repeat.
bets. Kelly's gonna wake up in a better mood. She's not gonna jump down Jack's throat. Jack is gonna live another day. I am gonna go watch all 8 baseball games that I put out today. Um,
8,
don't forget, it is also
Megan.
Long Ball Thursday. I gotta go see if Paul Goldschmidt has done anything other than a pop up. But yeah, don't forget, plenty of other games. You can go on over to the Barstool Sportsbook. Don't forget, opt in, bet $25 on a player to hit a home run. If they don't hit a home run, but their team wins, you get your money back. Probably my favorite baseball promo going right now. So go ahead, do that while you still have time. So there's games on all day long. As I've said, I'm going to go enjoy myself. I hope y'all do too.